I know, chasing that dough, hitting that road, getting that money, man. All I know, loading that foe, kicking down doors, getting that money, man. We gon' make it money. We gon' take it Grizzly. We gon' make it money. We gon' take it Grizzly.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is Jake Paul memes Tyron Woodley. Yes, he knocked him out cold, stiff. And I'm going to turn it over to Trill Dollar Bill. What was your reaction to that?
He knocked out. When is it? My reaction? Y'all really want to know my reaction? Or you want me to? My reaction. My reaction was, when is he going to get in there with a real boxer? I didn't. When is he going to get in there with a real boxer? That was my reaction.
I dig it.
Right? You don't. It was cool. It was a cool knockout, right? Wow, you know what I'm saying? Knocked out the MMA guy, the old MMA guy. You know what I'm saying? Wow. You know what I'm saying? But for boxing, like, when is he gonna get in there with a real fighter? I want to see him in there with a real fighter, and that was my reaction.
All right. I respect
I
that.
apologize. I'm sorry.
No, that's legit. That's that's a assessment other people have as well. Conspiracy G, what was your reaction?
Well, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Like, what will classify a real boxer? Because he only had 5 or 7 fights.
So like MMA guys, right?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if he was like a regular prospect who wasn't like a YouTube star, right? Like, he would be fighting, no disrespect, but like tuna cans and cab drivers, Uber drivers, right?
They would be, but these guys, excuse me, to answer your question, but these guys did boxing.
Oh, so you're saying, so if Jake Paul just fights, let's say a no-name boxer, but he's actually a boxer, you'll respect that?
Yeah, I would respect it. You know why? Because he's fighting a guy who has been boxing.
I respect it. Oh, okay.
A guy who has been boxing. I mean, come on, listen. We done seen plenty of guys who went in there and posted them fight a tuna can and then got stopped by tuna cans. You know what I'm saying? But got people like the great Bernard Hopkins done lost his first fight. You got other people that went in there and was supposed to beat guys and they done lost. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we got to look at it like these guys is boxers. It's different. These guys have been boxing, so he was in there with a real boxer. It's like he's picking on these guys in a way. It's like picking and choosing, kind of, and it's against these MMA guys. Like, I can understand it if he was like, if for the entertainment factor, if it was like entertainment factor, okay, you do boxing, I do MMA, I'd be totally different. You know what I'm saying? But he's literally fighting these MMA guys.
Nah, I respect that. I mean, I look at it a little different.
I'm not mad, but don't get it twisted. I'm not mad at Jake Paul at all. I like him. Did a G. I really like him. To go under, when I found out other things about this kid and everything, I really like him. But if he's really talking boxing, then let him fight a real boxer. One of these little kids coming up, one of these up and coming fighters. You know what I'm saying? With the same record. A real boxer. That's all I'm saying. But I do like Jake Paul, and I like what he's doing, and he's getting the bag. I'm not getting mad at him for getting the bag. And another thing I want to put out there, so you know that I like that where he's bringing other eyes to the sport.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that I like about Jake Paul. You know what I'm saying? And he's not disrespecting the sport. He's really in here training. He's really in here putting that work in. But he's boxing against guys that are not boxers. So I would love to see him. Like, this was not no thing like, oh, I thought, nah. I feel like he's been boxing longer and he was going to pull it out. You know what I'm saying? So let him go in there with a real boxer if he's really, really boxing. I want to see him in there with a real boxer. I think he got a shot.
See, all I had to do is ask one question. I got it out of Trill. I appreciate you, Trill. But Yeah, so actually, I was hoping that Jake Paul was gonna get knocked out. I really was. Yeah, man. Hey man, thank goodness we didn't do a prediction for this fight. You know what I mean? But so it doesn't count for me. But man, listen, I felt real bad for Tyron Woodley on this one. Like, and the reason why is because he didn't see that right hand coming. That hook was crazy. And he was knocked out before he hit the floor. His face hit the floor. It looked wild. His legs was like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was different, But what added insult to injury was Woodley's mom's son. I just don't understand how this dude just violated your son. She's hugging, taking pictures with the dude. You see Woodley in the corner, like Woodley's like contemplating life at that point, and his mom's smiling and beguiling. I'm like, yo, come on, yo, like, what kind of mother is this? You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, yo, this ain't right, man. But yeah, I'm be honest, prior to that knockout, though, that fight was boring. I have to be honest. I wasn't entertained at all, But I was just hoping, man, Tyron would avenge that first loss, and I was sadly mistaken, man. Tyron, you need to retire. You're definitely an old head. Like you was getting beat up at the end of your UFC career, and now you going on YouTube, like you're fighting YouTubers and getting body bagged. That's kind of, to me, I'll be done, man. I ain't no more combat sports for me, But it's just, man, it was sad, man. It was sad. But salute to Jake Paul. And to be honest with kind of what Trill was saying, the one thing I do, well, there's two things I like about Jake. One is, he's paying other fighters real salaries. Like I just seen Amanda Serrano say she's finally a millionaire. I thought that was huge, especially for women boxing. They don't get that type of bread. So, she signed to Jake, and now she's making real money. Now, people may hate, like, oh, Jake isn't a real fighter, this and the third, yada, yada, yada. Who cares? Because this girl, and she said it, she was like, yo, prior to signing with him, nobody knew who I was. Now she's becoming a household name under this guy. So that's one thing that I like about Jake. And another thing that Trill mentioned, he's bringing a lot of millennials and Gen Zs to boxing, and so that's why I'm not necessarily mad that he's fighting, MMA guys, because I kind of see the strategy. It's like, but remember, he did try to fight Tommy Fury, and when you think about Tommy Fury, would classify what you're saying, fight an actual boxer that's on your level, So that's why I was like, well, what kind of boxers are we talking about? And when you clarified, I was like, all right, well, he did try to fight Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury backed out, so I give the kid somewhat credit. I just don't necessarily like the antics. I don't like the YMCA stuff. And, that's not me. But nonetheless, man, hey, he still beat up Tyron Woodley. Tyron got violated. When he walked backstage, I was like, man, this dude's about to cry any moment. He looked defeated, son. I was just like, damn, why the camera still on him? Like, leave this man alone. But so I promise you, man, like, if I was Tyron, I'm done. I had a good run with boxing. I had a great run with UFC, but this isn't for me. Jake Paul, he's still on a winning streak. He's beating guys. I know he called out Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz is considered the striker of mixed martial arts, so they could sell that also. But yeah, that fight, man, was kind of boring until that knockout, and that knockout was definitely. Go ahead.
Just to jump in, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Trill, but this is how I'm feeling. I think this is what you're saying too. Nate Diaz is cooked, bro.
I know he's done.
You saw Nate Diaz in the crowd when they put the camera on him, could barely have coherent thoughts.
I think he was drinking.
They don't even come on, man. They don't even.
Yeah, but that's what you see what I'm saying? But that's what I'm all right. But
like that's who you calling out next. Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz ain't been a threat in UFC since God knows when, right? Like I can see if he called out Usman. Like Usman's looking for a fight. He trying to get Canelo, right? Call him out. Now we're talking. Now you're going UFC.
You know what I'm saying? Like
who do I want to die? Who do I want to die?
Usman gonna kill Jake Paul, bro.
Well, how about this? Usman's a UFC fighter He's been knocking out all these old retired UFC fighters.
Active.
Why not take the active guy? The active guy is looking for a crossover. He's trying to fight Canelo. Now you talk about killing someone. Canelo would kill him.
Yeah,
I'm not so certain he kills Jake Paul. Jake Paul has a lot of advantages over him, like the fact he has 4 boxing matches under his belt for one. Like the fact that I think he's taller than Usman. He probably has the size advantage over Usman. So again, reach advantage. Exactly. You got all these advantages. You've been boxing longer. Whatever. Give him a shot. Now, if you beat him with talking, at least you beat an active UFC fighter who's actually good. Nate Diaz, come on, man. Nate Diaz.
Let me say this. I hear what y'all are saying. I get it, brothers. I do. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it. What was that pay-per-view? It was like, what? Was it like $70 or maybe it was $60 last night? I can't remember. But he just made easy bread being a shadow of a former MMA fighter. Why would he now say, hey, you know what? Let me risk it all to get beat up by a live dog? I'm just saying if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. And I get and usually I'm against this, but because he's a YouTuber, I'm not expecting this guy to be a real fighter. Like with other prospects, their goal is to become champion. Come on, son. He walks around with a spray painted belt, son. Like this dude is a caricature of what the problem is with the YouTube world, the YouTube generation. Bro, just let him be him, man. I'm just saying, like, if he gets body bag, just know, that's messing up a lot of people getting paid right now, man. I'm just saying, like, he sold out a venue in Florida. Like he's putting on for women's boxing. He's doing a lot of good things, man. Like, so I gotta get that. Go ahead, Trill.
Yeah. No. Nobody wants him to get body bagged.
But he will.
Nobody wants.
I do.
Guys that are shells of.
I love the sport. Like, I don't want it to be as a circus, but I get what he's doing. But I do think that he needs to, if this is boxing, if this is what he wants to do, it would being there with other boxers. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah. Diaz, come on. This is what we doing.
You're saying he get body bagged by Usman. I don't know that.
Yeah.
In a boxing ring, I don't know that. To me, that makes it. That's about. I'm like, okay.
Jake's been boxing.
A good athlete.
I want to see him. Jake's been boxing, and he really loves this sport, like he says he does. And he's really been. He's been doing it. He's been training. He's been like. He should want to test himself against another boxer instead of a broken down, injured MMA fighter. Who's already?
I ain't even saying another boxer. I'm saying at least give me an active, good MMA
fighter.
An
active UFC fighter. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, and just for the record, y'all acting like I'm defending my man's. Like I don't really like this guy anyway. So
no, I'm telling you I'm not acting like nothing. I'm gonna tell you what you acting like. Mm-hmm. You're acting like a character played by Samuel L. Jackson in a movie that I seen one time. That's what you acting like. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Shame on you.
Trying to get that money. He's trying to get that money.
That the TVE.
Man, that performance from WW Boxing was it is what it is, man. I gotta say
WWB.
WWB, man. I can't support the pause, y'all. I don't care if it's Jake, Logan, Chris, Pierce, McCartney. I can't support the pause. Yeah, I don't care if it's Jake, Logan, Chris.
I thought he was talking about entrance.
McCartney, Rue, Revere. It doesn't matter if your name is Paul. I'm not.
Whoa, what Paul McCartney? Yo, watch your mouth.
Paul Revere.
Right.
Don't talk Paul McCartney in that.
You're right. Paul McCartney's a legend, yo. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to wrap you up with these guys. The type of foolery going on last night. But yeah, I can't get behind it, man. It's not authentic boxing to me, man. These guys, Tyron Woodley just came out the whole fight with his timid style that he did the first time. Just was it was like, you ready to knock me out now? Come on, Jake. I'm not throwing punches, man. My hands is right here. Just walking and following him around the ring with his hands up. I hate it, man. Hopefully, Tyron, you got paid well, compensated for your face, and yeah, I can't support these guys no more, man. I don't like it. I want to see if Jake really wants to get my attention, fight an actual boxer, stop fighting these MMA guys. If you want to fight these MMA guys, step in the octagon, not the boxing ring, and that's how I see it.
So hold on. So y'all wouldn't want to see Amanda Nunez versus Clarissa Shields in the boxing ring?
I didn't say that. I said
more. That's real. Oh man, that'd be a good fight.
Nunez just lost in the octagon.
I know. She just got
striking is not like that good. She'll get murdered in the boxing ring.
I would pay for it.
All right, so Clarissa Shields been in the octagon, and we saw Shields lose to someone who wasn't even on the level of Nunez. So we know what would happen if she fought
in the octagon. It's more, I feel like it's more of a even playing field. It's entertainment.
It's not even.
No, it's not, man.
It's not even.
It's not even. I didn't say it is. I'm saying it's more of an even playing field because at least MMA fighters do learn how to strike. So
it's different. It's different. Carissa would have a field day.
I still want to see it.
So, guys, I'm gonna go now. There's a difference, yo. I'm gonna break it down like this. He beat Tyron Woodley, and I give him props for that. The thing is, he beat Tyron Woodley with one of the oldest boxing tricks in the book. Fake down low, come over the top with an overhand right. And it's like the last time I seen that work like that was Canelo with Kirkland. Yeah. As easy as it worked like that. It's like that's a legitimate tool in the boxing trade. You fake to the body, come, but it requires more to set that up with a more skilled fighter. And you look at Tyron Woodley went from having his hands up to literally bringing his hand all the way down like this to stop a jab to the body. A jab to the body. So you look at it like chess, right? Chess. You sacrifice a pawn to take someone's rook, right? You weigh out the pieces, right? I'll sacrifice my bishop to get your queen. A jab to the body is a pawn. Your chin is the queen.
Facts.
So you sacrifice your queen for a pawn in the boxing game. See, this is the difference. This is why he'll continue to fight these MMA fighters, because what's happening in that ring, the novice won't understand. They'll run around raving about, oh, Jake Paul just knocked out Tyron Woodley, and all I see was novice. You sacrificed your queen for a pawn. No, a real boxer would let him take that jab to the body and hit him with a left hook to the face. Because they're thinking 2 steps ahead. They're like, oh, he about to come to my body. Soon as he gets close enough with it, I'm going to hit him with a left hook to the face. Because it's moving steps ahead. While you trying to bait me, I'm trying to bait you. You understand? And that's what I was impressed with Joseph Parker. His read and react. See, that's what people don't understand. What he was doing to Chisora a lot was read and react. It wasn't premeditated. It was like, okay, he's doing that. I'm going to react to it. I'm going to move. That's levels. That's what Usyk does. That's what Loma does, right? And so what Jake Paul did was he remembered something he was taught. Now, he said he saw it or whatever. I give him credit. He pulled it off. When he faked the jab to the body and Woodley brought his hand down, he nailed him with the overhand right. But a skilled boxer, a more intelligent boxer, knows not to do that. Canelo caught Kirkland that way, and he caught Amir Khan that way. Now, that's Amir Khan having a serious lapse in judgment that got him, and he knows it. But again, that's an unfair trade. Take the jab to the body and then try to connect on the person's head. That's like amateur stuff. Mm-hmm. You learn that in amateur one day when someone fakes you to the body and you try to block it. Because, when you're a beginner boxer, it's cool to want to try to block everything. You want to feel like you could block everything. You realize the more experience you get, it's good to give up something when you're going to get the better of the exchange. Exactly. Oh, I'm going to give you that pawn. Man, yeah, here goes that. Take that. And that's what he's fighting. Guys who can't capitalize off his mistakes. But I mean, it is what it is. I'll say this. He's a YouTuber. He's a YouTuber who sells out arenas in a boxing ring. I'm not down on anyone who sells out arenas in a boxing ring because there's actual boxers who can't do it, mainly because they're not fighting each other to build up the clout. He already got the clout because he started off as a YouTuber. So now he's learning how to box on the job. And so while learning how to box on the job, he's selling out arenas. I can't get mad at him for that. I seen Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. do that. He's not the first guy I seen do that. I see Ricky Hatton's son, Campbell Hatton. They got him fighting on all these cards, looking like hot garbage.
Hold on, don't forget my man, the GOAT of grandsons.
Come on, man. I might. G, watch your mouth, G. G, I might entertain you, G.
Watch your mouth.
Back to what I was saying. These guys, they're fighting, and they're not doing as well. So you got to give it to them. But then again, this goes back to what Trill's saying. Campbell is actually fighting other real boxers. Now, if they was giving Campbell Hatton some washed up MMA guys, Campbell will be looking like that dude right now in the UK. Maybe Eddie, maybe you doing the wrong thing with Campbell. Maybe you need to give Campbell Hatton some of these MMA guys, let him build himself up, his confidence up with them, and then give him the bad boxers. But one, he's finding a niche. It's his niche. He's selling, he's moving units. I get where you're coming from, G. I just don't think he can sell this to the public for too long. Him fighting these, so I think at some point that's going to get old. And especially MMA, especially guys he has the advantage over. He knocked out Nate Robinson. Nate Robinson is the short dude, like 5'8", but not even like 5'8"-ish. He's in 6. He's fighting all these guys. He has the advantage. Granted, Fury pulled out, and we're going to get into that to the next segment. I'm not mad at Jake. I like Jake. I think what he's doing for the sport is great. I just feel like knocking out Tyron Woodley on 2 weeks' notice. Remember, Tyron Woodley took that fight on 2 weeks' notice while Jake Paul was in camp. Arguably his best camp ever is what they're saying, in addition to what we're about to get into. So he knocks out Tyron Woodley. Am I supposed to jump out my seat now and say, yo, this dude has arrived? No, because I understand what I saw in that ring. Still like him. Still think he's good for the sport. But understand, we're watching a sideshow right now, which is fine. He's a YouTuber. It's not he's a professional boxer, but not really, right? So just understand what you're seeing and put it in its proper context.
Let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. We are the Boxing Bros.